Situation report. Moist. Moist is an appropriate term to describe what is happening outside today. It is kind of a rainy, sleety, messy disaster of a December Saturday morning. I'm currently trailer in tow on way to pick up another loaf of poo-poo. One of my buddies, Taco, who I'm sure you'll meet, is bought himself a project car, and it's just I think I have a problem. I do have a problem. I have many problems. This is definitely one of them. So anyway, so we're on our way to pick it up. It's about a 28-minute ride from where I live. Hopefully the snow holds off until 1 o'clock like they said it was going to. It's supposed to be light rain this morning. This is not light rain. This is heavy sleet rain. Either way, we've got cold weather gear. We've done worse. So enjoy the ride. Status report. 28 minutes. It took us just about an hour. Climate has not really improved. In fact, we got some good chunky flakes coming down now. We are in the vicinity of where we need to be. I don't know how I forget, being 31 years old now, that people in New England, the second it snows, it's like it's the first time it's ever snowed. And it's just amazing. Just 37 miles an hour on 91 when the roads are really dry. I mean, they're moist, they're damp, they're mildly damp, but they are by no means bad. They're fine. It's just like rain. But you know, that whole right foot finding the accelerator, whoo, that's a workout, man. That is a workout. So I'm gonna pull in a minute. We'll see what conditions look like, and we'll go from there. Situation report. Sucks ass. That is the guy right down there alongside the building. It is down a hill. It is too narrow to get the trailer in there. It starts for like 4 seconds and then doesn't run, and now the battery's dead. Snow is getting worse. We're gonna try and drag it out and then just winch it up onto the trailer. Set rep, situation report, status report, Kowalski analysis. It is really snowing now. It is quite mildly damp out. We have successfully baited and captured the fish, which is good news. It's somewhere back there. And we're heading back to the Breakout Barn, where probably unload it and then do nothing with it for the rest of the day, because this is turning into quite the winter storm. So I'm going to focus on driving carefully now that I am actually on a physical road, and we'll catch y'all on the flip side. So in the time it took me to get home, this storm has turned from rain to slush to light snow to really heavy snow, which is beautiful. Not good for backing a trailer up a steep driveway though. So that's where it is. That's where it's gonna be. It's cold. Well, until it clears up a little bit. Well, after that tumultuous adventure and approximately 3 weeks later, we are back in the barn and the Jeep is out of here. And the Impreza that I kind of coyly mentioned, and then you guys saw us pick up earlier, is front and center. So this is a 2008 Subaru Impreza. Might actually be an Outback Sport. It looks like it has the Outback Sport trim. My buddy Taco, who, it is an Outback Sport. Look at that. We can read. So Taco is currently grabbing the second key for it. This car was purchased for the grand old sum of $1,000. It has not that many miles on it. It's actually in pretty good shape. There's some obvious dings and dents, like this door is crinkled, which means that this seal up here is not working that great. So like there's water on the carpet. The most critical point about this is that the battery is dead and it does not run. It was purchased at auction. We don't know what's going on with it. But our goal of this is to turn this $1,000 beater into a respectable, like $1,300 beater. And Taco's got some plans for it. Lifted Forcer suspension and some tube bumpers and some dumb stuff like that. But that's how life goes.
Hi.
That's a Taco.
Hello.
Cool beans. So order of operations. Oh, look at that radiator cap.
Already fixed.
Sick. So order of operations, we're going to throw a known good battery in it and see if we can get it powered up, and then try and diagnose the no start. So right now it cranks but doesn't start.
Sometimes.
Sometimes it cranks, and most of the time it doesn't start.
Doesn't do anything.
It doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Doesn't even crank.
No.
Oh.
It just turns.
Okay, the key turns.
Yeah.
We also found a feather.
Yeah.
And some other shit in there.
Mouse debris.
And mouse debris.
Yeah.
So
$1,000 beater.
$1,000 beater. Okay. It has now been approximately 2,000 seconds or something. I don't fucking know how long that is. What have you done so far?
Wait. Just for Brad Oven. Horn works.
Horn works. My hearing in my left ear no longer works, but the horn works. So we've gone ahead and put a new battery in it. It is now on and then off again, kind of cranking-ish, but it cranks for half a second, doesn't even get a full rotation in. You can hear the injectors clicking a little bit, so we've got a little bit of life there. Clean up the battery terminals. The terminals were super loose, but we know we've got a good battery in it. We've got power to stuff in the fuse box. There are no blown fuses. The main relay is in good shape. Doing a little bit of wire tracing at this point, and we found a dangly guy. Woo! She's loose. And that's where a lot of the relays live. So now we're gonna try and find the starter relay because we have intermittent power to the actual starter engagement wire. And neither of us can remember if the solid red security light is a good thing. So we might be just fighting a key issue this whole time. Hopefully not, because that would be stupid. And
It'd be difficult.
It'd be difficult. It would definitely be difficult. So next we're probably going to try and pull some codes, check these relays out, see if we can't find the starter relay, and if it's not good, since it's dangly, and we'll go from there. Status report. Fucked. So what we found is
We found that,
which is not great.
Not terrible.
Signs of furry friends.
Not the fun ones either.
No, not the fun ones with the tails and the outfits that are curious. We have a relay that's clicking. We have a good starter relay, or fuse, I should say, that feeds the relay. We need to verify whether that solenoid is actually, or the relay, Jesus. We need to verify whether or not the relay is actually firing and sending off, or if it's just clicking and making a bunch of noise. But I am currently being defeated by plastic clips designed 14 years ago by a tiny Japanese man. I think that's about it for status report. Also, I feel old as fuck. My knees hate me, and this is a great core workout.
Horn still works.
Horn still works. Horn still works very well. All right, stay tuned. More to come. We're back with more stuff. So this stuff's all good down here, we think. Maybe. Pretty positive. So right now we're trying to diagnose why we have intermittent power flashing to the starter itself on the starter sense wire. So for those who don't know, starters operate by running main battery voltage directly to the power lug of the rotational motor, and that's where the power comes to actually generate the torque to turn the motor over. What happens when you apply 12 volts to the sense wire on a starter is it actually fires a solenoid that pushes the motor out and then engages an internal relay in the motor to spin the motor and crank the motor over. And we have intermittent signal to that from the ignition switch, we think. So we're kind of tracing our way through right now. So we verified when you turn the ignition switch, we illuminate a 7.5 amp fuse right here. Both sides of this fuse get power, which means that we're passing power to the relay. Starter relay is clicking. So most likely we're looking at some sort of issue, either a wiring issue between that relay and the starter sense wire itself, or something in the computer is saying, hey, sucks to suck, you're not going to run. So we have a solid illuminated security light, as I mentioned before. We're currently going to do a little bit of investigating with some computer-aided scan tools
that we don't know how to use.
That we don't know how to use, and see if we've got anything that pops up. If it's something simple, then that's awesome, and if not, then we're gonna have to trace some wires. So if we get to the point where we have to do a little bit of reparative wire work here, then I'll walk you through what we're going to do there. If we find anything on the computer side of things, then we'll go from there. So sweet. Status report. All right, so we have isolated the issue to most likely being a security issue. We did so by throwing the key in the on position, depressing the clutch to make sure that we met all of the starting criteria, and then jumping the starter itself with the sense wire. Motor starts and runs for about a second and a half, and then shuts out, and the motor will not try and run again on the same ignition cycle. So if you cycle the key off and then go back on, it'll do the same thing again for a second and a half. Security light is red constant. So we're going to try and relearn this. Wow, that smells like oil. There's some oil in the fire right now. We're going to try and relearn this key and key fob using the FSM non-scan tool method. You might want to sit down for this. So in order to do so, you close all the doors, trunk, and gate, open the driver's door, sit in the driver's seat, and close the door. And then you have to do the following within 45 seconds. Open and close the door once, insert the key into the ignition switch, turn it all the way on, and then to lock 10 times within 15 seconds. Once you do that, you'll hear a tone. If the tone doesn't occur, you messed up. You have to do it again, starting from the top. And then if you do hear the tone, you have to open and close the door once within 15 seconds. And then if you do that correctly, you get a tone for 30 seconds. If you did not perform the operations in part 4 within 15 seconds, an error will occur and you'll have to start again. Before the electronics tone stops sounding, press the lock side of the power door lock switch the same number of times as the leftmost digit of the transmitter code.
Got it.
For example, press the lock switch 8 times. The leftmost digit of the code is 8. How the shit do we find out the code? Car finder function.
Panic.
Press lock 3 times within 5 seconds. That's panic. What's the transmitter code? Press the lock switch 8 times. The leftmost digit of the code is 8. Tell me your secrets. When you finish entering the number, press the unlock side of the lock switch within 5 seconds. An electronic tone will sound. 5 seconds to perform parts 5 and 6 of procedure for each of the remaining digits of the transmitter code, beginning with the second digit, counting from the left, and finishing with the 8th digit. Are you kidding me? This is 8 digits. Electronic tone will sound for 1 second. I'm halfway through the instructions. Oh my God.
Amazing.
Up to 4 transmitter codes can be programmed in the system. That's just for the transmitter. That's not for the key. Oh. All right.
Womp womp. The key fob works for the car because you can lock the doors.
This other thing says to hold the unlock for 2 seconds.
Brad, the horn works.
All right, now we got a blinking security light.
Signal wire is not connected.
Yeah, now we have a solid security light still. Vroom, vroom.
Brap.
Brap! All right, more later. Ta-da! Zavenya Navisima. You missed some sick body work because we were too busy yanking on it. So, long story short, where we are with it now, it kind of works. We know what's FUBAR-ish, right? So, pretty confident that it's a security module or there's a security issue with the chip and the key.
Kino worky.
Kino worky. Kino worky is a great one. Long story short, we do not have the means to continue further on it this evening. So we're either going to need a Subaru scan tool or a scan tool that can do some sort of security programming. So locksmith or Subaru dealer or friend who works at a Subaru dealer. Wink, wink. That was the worst wink I've ever done in the history of the planet. I forgot how to wink, apparently. It's all my COVID tests. They just wiped the winking function away right out of my brain. So, ta-da!
$1,000 beater?
$1,000 beater, $1,300 beater,
Oh yeah, $1,300.
$1,300 beater. What else we can do to it?
Rip the interior out.
Next time on the Breakout Barn, Impreza Series 2. So we're gonna rip the interior out of it. We've got Taco's got some. What year were they? 13.
What's that?
What year were they? 13.
No. 2009 STI seats.
2009 STI seats. So a little STI interior in this, and then maybe if we can find some janky Forester suspension, right? 2009 Forester suspension. This is a multi-link rear, right? McPherson front multi-link rear. So a lot of interchange there with regards to the Subaru parts. So get it sit a little bit taller. Get some non-racing slick tires on it at some point, whenever we get it running first, because that's kind of the...
Do that before I put money into it.
Yes, making sure that it is running. So we know that it runs. We know that the motor is sound at least, right? Because we can hear it fire for a little bit, and there's no loud clacking or anything like that.
It's a Subaru. It's still got potential.
Yeah, it still does have potential, right? But we're not in the spun bearing club yet.
Not yet.
We're
She's thinking about it.
she's thinking about it. She's definitely thinking about it. But I mean, overall in pretty good shape, right? So till next time, we're gonna try and figure out a solution for this this key fob chip issue. I don't know why, like the last 4 episodes have just convinced me that I should have dropped $1 gajillion on a scan tool, because I could have used it on the Jeep and now on this. And that is why I'm building a 1972 Datsun with like 6.5 wires in it, because the entire automotive industry has gone to hell in a handbasket, and I'm getting old. That was really like a hey, you kids get off my lawn moment right there.
All of 31 years old.
All of 31 years old. Knees have given up. Just over it. All right. Until next time. Bye. Bonus footage. She's a squirter. Or a dripper.